it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Ah.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Okay, we did that one. We did that one. Let's try history.
A book on the history of Marcuria would be interesting.
Ah, an extensive subject, to be sure. I will do my best.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Let's check it out. Okay. Travels in the Northlands by Jemine the Discoverer. The first part. In my many years as a traveling poet and bard, I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of Let me see if I get that right. Arcady? Arcady? I wonder if that's like an old name for Arcadia. Anyway. And I have seen sights most people have not dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter, when the storms are at their fiercest, while waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body, have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in the dark and deadly waters of the south swallow brave galleons whole, creatures the size of mountains, that with the flick of their tail can touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I have crossed the great ocean from north to south, and from east to west, and in the course been stranded on desert islands with no sustenance beyond what I could gather from the sparse vegetation for months at a time. I have ridden the giant Elguan across Changagriel, the wasteland, from Altaban to Monturba, and further south where the Teruk, the oasis, are few and far between, and I have seen the shifting dunes above the ruins of Goramon, precious jewel of the Bakshiva Empire, concealed for centuries by the coarse and treacherous sand. And I have journeyed far west, carried on goodwill and destiny by shadow ships, to the strange and unknown cliffs of a world unseen by most, a world of an unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder and mysticism. I have seen all this and more, but the fairest sights still I have seen in the lands of the north, from Ireed to the border mountains, from Tyron to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to dawn at Mount Tyranny, looking out to the plains of Nedran, where the wild stallions run free in the thousands, and to look on the city of Coruscant, the pearl of fire, while the boiling sun sets in the ocean beyond, the slow waves reflecting dark yellow and red as they lap slowly upon the sandy shores. It's an experience truly treasured and ne'er forgotten. These lands are blessed by the Creator, shaped by men, yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured and civilized people in Arcady. Of all the fires I have rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends of tale spinners and memorized the songs of bards, of all the lands where I have wandered far from city to village, it is to the Northlands I return time and time again to learn evermore. Join me now, for I will evoke in you the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic mist of this blessed land. and you will pine for its rugged coasts and green woods, and its hardy people. And like me, you will ne'er rest again until you can return to yonder shores. So now we have sections of poetry here, it seems. One called Marcuria. O Marcuria, thou unkempt diamond, of capitals thou art by truth the fairest. Thy counsel may seek for knowledge kept within its centuries sought and gathered, by men wiser than ages, brought hither by word of mouth. Marcuria, change thou not try that line again. Marcuria, change thou not the course of war. Between thy people, diplomat, wise man, magician, all this and more, thou hast without equal the mark of merit and virtue. Written by Jemine Urthurin, the poet. The Oxton capital of Ireed, the unified country, Marcuria lies on the hardy southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tyrone and Coruscant. It is a port of call for mercenaries, traders, adventurers, and pilgrims from all 4 continents, a place of commerce and diplomacy for 250,000 humans and aliens. Sorry, I got diverted again. A place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and other species. Ireed is a strong and proud land perched between the plains of Nedra to the north, the land of Tyrone to the west, the Great Sea to the south, and the forests of the Northlands to the east, and inhabited by humans, Dolmari, Tyrone, Mole people, and Venar. Ireed was formed after Marcuria emerged as a major center for diplomacy and trade, and became the banner under which the surrounding lands united as one. Ireed is a democracy, currently led by the Chief Council of the Ireed flag, Lord Yigvan Dillon. The High Council, composed of the ministers who govern by representation, reside in the Marcurian Hall of Assembly, flanked by the palace and the barracks. The Iredes are traditionalists, and their form of government has barely changed over the last few millennia. In High Tongue, Ireed means unification or assembly. Marcuria is one of the largest cities of Arcadia, the capital of Ireed, and a center for trade, diplomacy, and cultural diversity, populated by a large variety of races, from humans to Venar. Marcuria has grown from its origins as the birthplace of humanity to a city of all Arcadians, and the hub of the civilized world. Founded 20,000 years ago at the shore of the then unconquerable ocean, it is the first known permanent settlement of the emerging human race. Initially left to its own devices by more developed races, Marcuria grew large and fat and wealthy. With newfound confidence, it passed through a period of expansion which gained it a reputation as a merciless aggressor, which soon brought violent attention from the Tyrant in the west and the Dolmari in the north. After years of war, Marcuria was decimated and subsequently rebuilt with sufficient reinforcements to weather attacks from both sea and land. Peaceful times followed, whereupon Marcuria settled into the role it has in today's Arcadia. Although all surrounding areas fall under its jurisdiction, there is sufficient self-governing and few central taxes to appease all but the most disgruntled. The huge areas of farmland around the city benefit from the well-kept roads, markets, and the busy export to other lands. Nearby villages benefit from the military might of Marcuria, protecting them against roving barbarians and tyrant armies. And Marcuria also provides the people of the Northlands with one of the best and busiest ports in Arcadia, allowing travel to distant destinations around the world. And that was the travel brochure for Marcuria.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
Okay, almost done with the book reading. We will continue in the next video.